The subject of discussion today is 4 reasons why God allows suffering. As I make my way through the maze of life, I often find myself debating the age-old question: why would a loving and all-powerful God let suffering? This enigma has shaken the foundations of religious discourse, posing a challenge to believers and skeptics alike. I find myself thinking about this enormous mystery from 4 different angles. They offer a glimpse into the intricate network of celestial knowledge woven throughout the strands of human suffering. The first is free will and moral choice. The gift of free will is one of the main pillars of many religions. God allowed us to choose our fates when He created mankind with free will. But this freedom also makes room for both good and bad deeds. Human decisions frequently result in suffering because free will is abused, which causes suffering, injustice, and conflict. This idea is best illustrated by the biblical story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. They were free to choose, but since they disobeyed, sin and the misery it brought into the world entered the picture. God encourages His people to choose life in Deuteronomy 30:19, highlighting the crucial influence that human choices have on their lives. Second is spiritual growth and character development. Suffering can mold and refine our character, fostering spiritual growth in ways that comfort and prosperity often cannot. During times of hardship, we discover the depth of our resilience, compassion, and empathy. In the crucible of suffering, our faith is refined, and we emerge transformed, possessing a character more closely aligned with the divine. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Romans, articulates this transformative process, stating, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope." Romans 5:3-4. This perspective invites us to view suffering not as a punishment, but as a catalyst for personal and spiritual development. Third is the mystery of divine plan. The finite nature of human understanding is humbled in the face of God's infinite wisdom. Suffering often eludes our comprehension as we grapple with the why behind the pain we endure. The Bible repeatedly emphasizes that God's ways are beyond our understanding, challenging us to trust in His overarching plan, even when it seems obscured by the shadows of suffering. In Isaiah 55:8-9, the Lord declares, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." This acknowledgement of divine mystery encourages believers to surrender to the wisdom of a Creator whose perspective transcends the limitations of human reasoning. And the final one is redemptive purposes and ultimate good. Within the Christian faith, the narrative of Jesus Christ stands as the epitome of God's redemptive power in the midst of suffering. The crucifixion, a symbol of profound agony, becomes the means through which God reconciles humanity to Himself. In this paradigm, suffering takes on a redemptive purpose, leading to the ultimate good of salvation and eternal life. The Apostle Paul articulates this concept eloquently in his letter to the Romans, proclaiming, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." Romans 8:28. The assurance that God can bring good out of suffering invites believers to persevere in hope, trusting that even in the darkest moments, divine redemption is at work. The question of why God allows suffering invites us to embark on a journey of faith, grappling with the complexities of free will, spiritual growth, divine mystery, and redemptive purposes. As we navigate the enigma of suffering, we are called to seek a deeper understanding of the divine perspective, trusting that God's wisdom surpasses our finite comprehension. So, why does God allow suffering? Perhaps this question serves not as a barrier to faith but as a gateway to a more profound and intimate relationship with the Creator. Can we, in our limited understanding, embrace the mystery of suffering and still find solace in the arms of divine love?